Starbucks, Corporation Starbucks, their GDP, 1,000, we are $22 billion, they are $23 billion, they are $1,000 million ahead of us in income, and that is a company. That is a company. Starbucks does better than Trinidad and Tobago. And I had to ask the question this morning, what is the vision for Corporation Trinidad and Tobago? What is the plan for the people of this country? What do we wake up and think of this nation when we think of Trinidad and Tobago? What are we? What are we besides an island in the sea that was lucky to have some oil and gas for us to benefit from? What else are we? We can't say that we are a carnival nation, because if we were a carnival nation, we would be exporting, not importing our costumes, yeah?
Indeed.
All right.
I want to say that to all these small businesses that you're talking to, that you're bringing on board in things like PEP market. This is what the government should have been doing from the start. The government should have had a vision to turn net employees into net employers. We have so many people in this country capable of doing so many great things, and they have no opportunity to do it, no platform from which to launch it, no support systems, no guidance. Look at it. If you wanted to become a business person this morning, where would you start?
You have a clue.
Where would you start?
But Philip, I said that earlier. I am now on, no longer working, and I'm thinking, where do you start? And you have all of these ideas, but the daunting idea of where do you go to Netco? Where do you go to the bank?
But the fact that you have to ask those questions, and I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago, it is a failure, a manifest failure of the PNM and the UNC, that small business was not given the attention that small business deserves. The top 5 companies in the world today all started in garages.
That's right. Yeah.
The top 5 companies that came along and swallowed the rest. Apple swallows IBM. Apple swallows AT&T. Apple is massive.
That's right.
Google swallows AOL, that swallows Time Warner. Massive companies we're talking about. Microsoft is poised to launch itself now into automotive development, which means that when Microsoft starts to play, Microsoft will be turning forward planning to automotive development, because the world is now at a point where entire continents are outlawing oil and gas.
That's right.
So just now we will have to eat our oil and gas because there'll be no use for it. The world is realizing that we can continue to escalate our commitment to the bad decision of polluting the atmosphere and drown for it. Is trying to fix it. I think we're trying to go into vehicles that are solar powered, electrical powered. We're figuring out that we can't continue to walk this heavy on the planet. Trinidad and Tobago is nowhere in nothing at no point on planet Earth. This, we register only on the negative things that the world don't want. We register for murder. We register for violent crime. We register for corruption. We are racing up the corruption index. We register for sending people to fight as terrorists. Nothing out of Trinidad is positive. We hire Valdez and Tory, and we give McCann Erickson little contracts to come and bullshit the people and tell them, oh, but we have the sexiest accent. We just smile more than everybody. Bullshit. Trinidadians upset. They're not happy. We drive like we want to kill one another. We walk like don't walk where I walk in and go bounce it down. Trinidad's vexed. Trinidad's vexed. And they have a right to be vexed because the country is mismanaged by incompetent leaders. We have an entire public service of placeholders that facilitate massive corruption. Trinidad and Tobago is desperately in need of an undo and a redo that requires a purging of all those positions in every capacity. And when we face it, is then we will be able to fix it. You can't just say, and I mean today's April Fool's Day.
That's right.
Today's April Fool's Day, and to celebrate April Fool's Day, the Prime Minister was on TV. And I thought that was apt. I thought that was apt. And Janice, let me tell you, show. And there's a lot of humor and a lot of camaraderie and a lot of laughter, and it's good because laughter is the best medicine. But I want to always be the one bringing Tobago, Rome burning, Camelot collapsing, the Titanic we on, bearing down on the iceberg. Trinidad need to wake up. Trinidadians need to wake up. We just wind down low in a carnival that we imported from China. We say that we invent carnival, but we importing carnival costumes from China. Miss me with that. Anybody with any integrity will tell you Trinidad and Tobago is a failed nation in every measure, in every way that you could check and detect. How would you determine what a failed nation is? Look at it. Which government has come to power and said, this is the vision for Trinidad and Tobago? I want to know. We have Starbucks and Rituals all over Trinidad and Tobago, not one Hong Wing coffee bar. But Hong Wing sells better coffee than Starbucks and Rituals combined. Rituals imports American cheap cold pressed coffee to make a profit.
Yeah.
Hong Wing is a cultural icon in Trinidad and Tobago. And when that old Chinese man die, if we don't have nothing in place to save and hold Hong Wing, we'll lose the brand.
Yep.
We'll lose the brand. And Ray Kroc recognized that the two McDonald brothers had something with their 6 hamburger stores. And he was able to get the finance to make McDonald's the global brand it is today. You need vision and you need to support. That's why I asked Felicia earlier. Things like PEP Market. What PEP Market does is it gives small entrepreneurs the opportunity to say, look what I could do.
That's right.
Look what I could do. WhatsApp just sold for $24 billion. WhatsApp is a code. WhatsApp is a code.
That's right.
BlackBerry had, what was it called? BBM. And BlackBerry dominated the world with BBM. And I was a BlackBerry owner till the end. I mean, my BlackBerry disintegrated in my hand. I didn't want to let it go for that. And WhatsApp had to step up their game because iPhone was outselling BlackBerries. But the #1 complaint people had, and people were keeping their old BlackBerry for BBM. And WhatsApp filled the gap.
That's right.
And just sold for $24 billion. But if you look and you read what WhatsApp is, it's a code that tells your phone, when you see this, do that. We've never had a government. Janice, I want to tell you something. For 20 years now, I have owned a domain name called buytnt.com. BUIT and T.com. I own that domain name 20 years now. I have offered Manning, Pandey, Kamala, and now Rowley on this radio station. I'll give it to the nation for free. Just organize a hub. And you have the wooden craftsman, Kurma, Tulum, Papa Balls. They have people all over the world. They have more Trinis living outside of Trinidad than in Trinidad that would like to import Trinidad stuff that don't know where to go. Right. The internet have cobweb it all now. And we still don't have one merchandising portal for Trinidad products. We've elected charlatans and shithounds to government time after time after time. Keith Rowley went on CNC3 this morning to tell the people about this loan for this and that loan for that, but not one issue to talk about income generation.
That's right. Yeah.
No revenue. So when he telling you, we don't worry about the roads, we borrow from IDB to fix that. Don't worry about the port, we borrow from China to do that. But when your children are adults and half their salary or more going to pay those loans, Tony, because loans come with a payback schedule.
Right.
And that's the situation that we're facing. Because the government of the day pin them down. But this media can't do that because the media sell out. The media getting paid to talk nonsense. Ask the government, how are we earning income? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're praying for Trump to declare war in Venezuela so the price of oil will go up. What are we doing to earn income? What is the vision? There are nations in this world that if you talk about them, you know what they do and how they earn their money. Panama is a Panama Canal. And Panama is so much into Panama Canal that long before the world went into bigger ships, when they started talking about bigger ships, Panama spent $1 billion and double the size of the Panama Canal. Double the width of it. They say whenever they build them bigger, we got to handle them. A nation with no vision.
That's right.
No vision, no plans, no ideas, no clue. We don't know who we are. As an example, when Pandey and John Rahal from the PNM agreed to sabotage Caroni Limited and cut it, when the PNM tell you Caroni is a net drain on the treasury of $1 billion TT a year, they didn't tell you CPEP and URP is as well. And at least from Caroni, you was getting sugar and bagasse and rum. You was getting molasses. From CPEP and URP, all you're getting is people continuously endeavoring to paint everything possible. That's what CPEP stands for. And this is the truth. Taking people and putting them in a CPEP uniform and putting them on the side of the road to sweep the drain, dumb them down, keep them stupid. At least if you were working for Caroni, you could learn food technology, you could learn engineering, you could learn press operation, how to make rum. You could learn something. Why, when they realized that Caroni Limited was producing sugar and the whole world buckled under the United States cornstarch industry that put cheap sweetener on the world market, because even Matouk's ketchup in Trinidad and Matouk's guava jam in Trinidad have American cornstarch as a sweetener. When you realize that you couldn't compete price for price with that massive behemoth, why didn't we pivot to organic sugar? Why didn't we? Why didn't we? Trinidad could have dominated the global market for organic sugar. It would be 8 times the price of a bag of brown sugar from Demerara, but there are people who want that.
Yeah.
Why didn't we pivot into food production? Cocoa, the best cocoa in the world, some of the best coffee in the world, the best honey on the planet, second hottest pepper in the world. Come on. Come on. Why do we continue to believe that there is life in the PNM and the UNC when all they've ever served us is death? They've shut Caroni down, they shut the cocoa industry down, they shut the train down, they shut Petrotrin down. The PNM and the UNC are going to shut Trinidad and Tobago down.
Yeah.
They've shut Tobago tourism down. They've destroyed it. Keith Rowley should be charged for that. What he did to tourism industry in Trinidad and Tobago, and the UNC sit down like mules, like fools in that parliament, have nothing to add, nothing to say, just a bunch of bullshit, bacchanal and noise, roti politics. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are so fed up. When NACTA call them on the phone, they're hanging up on them. Don't ask me about my PNM and UNC. And it is time that we speak this truth to the people. I'm not trying to massage your head. I don't want you to like me. My job is to tell you the enemy at the gate. My job is to tell you that your children in danger. My job is to tell you that you're going to grow old and get sick in a country where you're not going to be able to afford medicine. And if you end up in the hospital, dog eat your supper.
Yeah, boy.
This is our truth. Nothing I am telling you here is untrue. You can test it. We have the ignoble reality of Christopher Phillips, Akil Chambers, Sean Luke, Asami. I could just call names. Was this girl from IAMS? All of these people who are now symbols of death, dismemberment, and failure of this country. Trinidad and Tobago, your problem is your government. The PNM and the UNC are incompetent charlatans masquerading as people who have any idea what they're doing. Pick up the phone and call Atto Bolan. Let Atto Bolan tell you where we're supposed to be playing in track and field on this planet. Call Shaka Hislop. Shaka Hislop could talk to anybody in global football. Shaka Hislop is a world brand. Call him and ask him where the Trinbagonian football players. But we betting we money on cricket that dying worldwide. The only 2 countries in the world that will continue to play cricket after cricket dead everywhere else is India and Pakistan. Cricket is valueless to us. We are allowing other people, who is this Indian Bollywood movie star who own Trinidad Knight Riders? It have nothing for us. They have nothing for us in that. I went to a Trinidad Knight Riders cricket match and SC1 Trinidadian on the field. They have nothing in it for us. It is business people now who own 2020 that may, and Brian Lara and them have their share. So they will bullshit you by telling you they have nothing down the line in cricket for us. Cricket dead. Brian Lara Cricket Academy open for spiders to run on the field. Nobody interested in it. Look at Trinidad and Tobago. This radio station is on Paul Carew Street. On the corner of Paul Carew Street and Tragrit Road, there is a school under construction 5 years now. that was a school since the 18th century, a primary school. The government has seized that land and have negotiated. The same PNM and UNC that ganged up on the Arbor School have ganged up on Woodbrook Primary School. And at some point, some Syrian or some 1% will end up owning that. Like St. Michael's School for boys, that they quietly shut down and sell to a 1%er. Trinidad is being plundered. It is being pillaged. It is being looted. And if we don't wake up and see Keith Rowley and Kamla Prasad Bisesa for who they are, leaders of those two gangs, this country in trouble.
Trouble Eddie Wood now, boy. It's Andy Wood.
Tony, I hear you interview a guy yesterday from Toko.
Yes. Citizen, what's his name again? Mr. Paul Francis. And let me tell you, the man is 5 generations down the road.
But the man living in humble circumstances, and he speaks better than anybody in the parliament.
That's right. Yes, that's right. You are absolutely correct. Common sense, Trinidad and Tobago, and the man made the world of sense. But at the end of the day...
But Voltaire said common sense is not so common. We have a parliament of stupid people.
Yes,
we have an entire parliament of 41 dopes. Not one of them inside of there stands up and say, Mr. Speaker, let us discuss the welfare of the people. That's what we here in this house for.
That's right.
That's what we here for. That's what we depart. Mr. Speaker, let's talk water.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, let's talk about making education work for everybody.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, let's talk about our public health that we spend $5 billion a year. Mr. Speaker, let's talk about the fact that Trinidad continues to be a narco state. We're not talking those things in the parliament, 41 dopes. We have nothing. I used to watch the parliament channel. Now I watch it to fall asleep.
And you're right, because the last time I watched it, that's exactly what happened to me. I fall asleep right in
If
front of
Philip
you.
Edward Alexander was in the parliament, every Friday night is popcorn. Every Friday is popcorn. That man going to tell me today, boy. Somebody in trouble today.
Yeah.
If you put the PEP in the parliament,
Yeah, the game changed.
fireworks,
Yeah, the game changed.
fireworks, all them 1% packing up and running.
Yeah.
Boy, leave that number. It can't fit in the suitcase. Leave it. We're buying you one America. PEP is the government, you know.
Yes.
PEP is the government.
I said that this morning.
When they investigate the madness that took place at Maracas, PNM and UNC
Thank
ministers
you.
will make a jail.
Thank you.
Just Maracas Beach.
That's right.
Just
That's right.
Maracas Beach.
Yeah.
When Roger Ganesh get pulled before a court to answer how you were the director of public highways. How do you explain giving your son-in-law Calco so many contracts? How do you explain that now you are the CEO of Calco? Himself to himself. This is that Trinidad and Tobago. God bless the few independent judges that daring to stand up and speak out for justice. The last place, if you read To Kill a Mockingbird, there is a time that the father says in the court, he said the court is what levels the playfield and keeps us honest. If we lose the courts, we're in trouble. They are 1% contract mafia members who are using high-paid lawyers getting paid disgustingly with proceeds from government contracts to sue people for exposing that you're getting paid for money from government contracts. You are literally using the state against the state. All of that is madness. Give Philip Edward Alexander parliamentary privilege. You want to know what went on in this country? From Caroni Racing Complex come forward. You want to know what went on in this country? You want to know about Calder Hart and Udicott? You want to know? Vote for the PEP. If you think that listening to Kamla accuse Keith and Keith accuse Kamla is a plaything, while you are playing that game, we are losing everything. Dean Akin end up owning Carnival. Just now they will give you a bullshit reason why the Savannah can't be the boss, and he would have established himself as renter of the National Stadium. So now the entirety of the Carnival must pass through Dean Akin of Tribe's bank account. And all of the people who fight, what was it Canboulay riot and all that bullshit? All your work is to hold rope outside the band. All your work is to sweep out the PP trucks, the P trucks. That's all your role in Carnival. See what they do, Calypso? Calypso get pushed aside. And it's only when the PNM in office you can do that, you know. Only when the PNM in office. This boy Banjela had a case, you know. If there was any lawyers in this country with any character and self-respect and patriotism, they would have sued Tuko and the Ministry of Culture for what they do Banjela. Bangela wrote and performed. Listen, when you listen to that song, Bring It Back,
Yeah.
I love Calypso. The last time a Calypso moved me so was when Denise Plummer sang Nah Leaving. The last time before that was David Rudder in the Savannah with the hammer. We destroyed that song and hid it from the public. The same way they use the media to hide the PEP from the public. The con artists in government and the contract mafia working overtime to keep Trinidadians out of information, underinformed and stupid. We mustn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We must take this stick.
Very true.
The Progressive Empowerment Party serves one purpose in this country, and it serves it well. Our job is to inform, educate, and empower. And if I have one breath left inside of me, I will bring that to the table. To all the politicians who want your love and your support, that get into office and take advantage of you, learn. Learn what that means. Don't reward the abusers. The abusers don't care about you and your children. The Progressive Empowerment Party is the only political organization that dares to deal with the issues of this country in reality.
Head on. Yeah. Very true. Very true. Trinidad and Tobago, all you listener, man. Listen. This one's for you. It's been for you. Simple, simple thing.
We taking calls?
Yes, we want to take some calls.
628-9595, 628-3131. If you would like to join the conversation, jump in.
Yes, Trinidad. Let me call and have your voice. And
Somebody made mention about the possible sale of the Power Gen old station there on Rice Road.
Possible sale, that sell. Macal own that.
Oh, yeah.
Mac and any Olstons own that. Tell Sabga I say. Prove me wrong. Macal buy that. They want to build a mall there. Trinidadians going to be working and spending for the rest of their lives. That is our job. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello, good morning.
morning, Gola.
He was the director of highways giving contracts to Calco. Yes. Ask Hema and Fazir why they're not talking about that. Ask Kamal Georges. Ask Paulo Kernahan. Ask Afra Raymond and Kirkwaite. All of these talking heads and voices, why they don't deal with these issues. Himself to himself.
Yes.
We ain't going through color. We have a chance to stand up and looking for your vote. 628-9595, 628-3131. Call in. Janice, I keep an eye on that board because we just, yeah. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Morning, Gola. How are you going, sir?
Correct. And the same contract mafioso making all the money in the background. Correct? Correct. Correct. No, but it's not just me. It's you. It's 10 a week. It's 1,000 a week. Correct. Criminal misbehavior in public office. Who is the belly cat? Thank you. Thank you for that caller. 628-9595, 628-3131. Janice, have a next call there. Hello, good morning.
Thanks a lot.
Vote for the Progressive Empowerment Party. They have no other party with the belly, balls, and backbone that this party have. Have a good day, my friend. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Morning, Gola. How are you going, sir?
Your feedback on the radio caller, your feedback. Turn down the radio behind you. What? We didn't hear a word you said just now. All we got was feedback. What you said at the start? Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks,
We're opening the East office on the... Was it dated the East office? Where's that information? We in Grandy in 3 weeks. We opening the East office 4 weeks after that. Thanks a lot, caller. Hoping to see you there. 628-9595, 628-3131. Call us. Keep it short and sweet. Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Licks, and we want more licks. You're correct. Thank you, partner. I remember the other song. Forget race. Forget you don't even have to like the person. Correct. Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Tell the nation. Go outside and tell your neighbor. Tell them, wake up now. Trinidad in trouble. Thank you. Thank you, caller. We have to take other calls. Have a great day. 628-9595, 628-3131. Keep it short and sweet. Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks a lot, man.
Call us when you're calling. Tell us where you're calling from. 628-9595, 628-3131. Tony, when I was small, there was a song we used to sing. I fed up on the same thing over and over. PNM and UNC. PNM and UNC is two sides of the same cancer. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
How you going, sir?
Thank you. Caller, you're breaking up bad, boy, and I want to hear every word you're saying. 628-9595, 628-3131. You have to try us again. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hey, listener, man. Listener, man. We overdue.
Yeah.
We overdue. Too much people get away with too much madness in this country. I tell Trinidad and Tobago, ex-government ministers, and they could run. They can't hide, you know. Put the PEP in government. We will follow them around the earth. And if it's flat, we'll follow them to the edge. 628-9595, 628-3131. Keep it short, keep it sweet.
Hello, good morning.
Stop some.
Orange. Orange. We orange. All right, my friend. 628. And again, 3 days in a row, when I pick what color jersey I wear in Janice, I've on the same color. I feel you're stalking. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes. This time. And thank you, my
Thanks,
friend.
Alan.
That's the way you have to talk.
Thanks,
Stand up
thanks.
now. Stand up strong. Hello, good morning.
Morning. How you going, sir?
Two sides of the same heart attack. Thank you, caller. 628-9595, 62831. Flag down the taxi in the road. Tell the driver, tell every passenger get in your car today. Don't ever vote PNM and UNC. You're cutting your own self, your own throat.
Morning, caller.
Thank you, my brother. Now they're waking up now. They're vexed. We're winding on a sinking ship. Thank you, caller. Have a good day. Everybody, when you call, keep it short and keep it sweet.
Good morning.
Morning, caller. Pennsylvania.
Yes, good morning.
That's a far constituency. Exactly. Thank you. And you're all the way in Pennsylvania and you're seeing that. Thank you for that, caller. Have a good day.
Thank you for hello, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Hello, you're live. Let me get it.
Hello.
Are you hearing us, sir? Yes, well, you're on the radio. Caller, I wanna say to you that when that happened, the PEP was freshly minted. I want to tell you, people are getting bold, they're getting strong. They're seeing the PNM trying to use the EBC to give Venezuelan refugees votes that they could thief our election. They're watching and they're seeing how nasty this PNM and how clueless and incompetent this UNC is, because nobody has ever put the UNC on the spot like we do. And we tell them, you had government twice, what did you do? PNM, you had it 5 times. What you do? Caller, thank you very much for your support. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Going for a break? All right, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, I thought we agreed that we do it at 3. So this is it, and then 11:45. If that's the plan, rock and roll. Trinidad, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, more fire.
Fire, fire.
Why you have to go? I thought you were meeting at 12. But you need to add your voice to this. It cannot just be fun and games. You have to, I say it to you, people need to be able to take you very credible as a leader. That's what I'm saying. The issue's important. That's all I want to say. Don't take it wrong.
I'm not taking it wrong.
You understand? Come on, we're in Orange Bowl. Bring him on the show. We make Orange fashionable again.
Yeah.
We did know that.
No,
We did. Seriously.
We really did. I had some orange clothes and I was like, eh.
My
Now I
son
wear
went
like-
and buy some orange jerseys. I watched and told
You
him
know
that
how hard it was to get an orange thing at one point in time? No?
Yeah.
You did a good video with that guy from Toko. Keep that up and put on the PEP frames on your videos, please.
Yes, all right. But police just show me, because I didn't have the frame. I didn't have the actual frame.
Don't say that for people to hear. We go blank the call. So we talk about the issues because I don't have the connection for the people on social media. Yeah?
Was I hear the
When we
calls?
go back inside of there.
She's playing on her.
I know I'm talking about mine. I running a live video right here too. I just bring anything as I tap it on my phone. How many more ads?
You want like the ads, police, huh?
It's a disclaimer.
Lots of games and prizes to be won.
Register your team now.
For more offices at 628.
So next week Saturday, we're supposed to go up there and meet that same guy from Toko and meet all the farmers.
That's
make
this
it up.
Saturday, darling.
Huh?
That's this Saturday.
That's the Saturday.
And they coming down for the thing.
Well, we're trying to convince them to see they may not make it for this PEP market, but they would like to possibly come
So then we're
down.
meeting with them for PEP market is Sunday. You know, time to go all over the place. We have to support them and get that market booming.
Any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth.
You want to exchange? You look like you're having a problem.
We, however, reserve the
It's
Yeah, I
easier
don't
for
like
you.
this mic.
All right, easy.
But in this time of misinformation,
Beat up.
government-controlled media and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get.
Let me show you how you work
But
it,
we
right?
must try. It is not
Ah.
our intention.
Okay. Yeah, but that one's so stupid.
We back inside? Janice, tell me, I want to know, you in the jewelry manufacturing business, you are a person with a lot of contacts. You used to run the biggest mall in the country. I want to ask you, how easy it is for small business people to get information, to get financial support, to get guidance as to how to open a business? How easy is that information? Is there a one-stop spot on the internet that you could go do business with Trinidad.com? Is there any way for small business people to say that I want to get into the, because when I tell you, and I'm asking you this question because I want to know, how do small people get guidance, advice, financial support, whatever?
Well, they have this small business bureau, I believe.
Let's call them. Let's call them and find out how easy it is for a small business person.
Yeah, but you see, one of the things that came to light was that, and one of our PEP members that indicated it, is that when he went to them with his idea, he was told that he had to pay for the business plan.
See?
And he said no.
See?
Why go and
See?
take up business
See?
plan? He was
That's my
always
point.
guiding
That's
me
my point.
in terms of
That's
how
my
to
point.
go
Now
about
you
it.
go in every mall in Trinidad and Tobago, they have somebody selling red plum, red mango, salt prune, Chinese communion, because the Chinese country, the country of China, wants to make sure that it establishes its tastes and its culture. There was a study done. Trinidad could research this in the 80s, where Japan and China sponsored the study to see the impact of putting Asian features on the front of motor cars. You see how BMW and Mercedes-Benz have round lights? Japanese cars have angular lights.
Right.
Because people, there is a, and I don't remember the name right now, but there is a condition where humans look for human faces everywhere that they could. And the grill and the bumper and the lights of a car supposed to look like the face of a person, and that they wanted to do that so that people will become more accepting of Asian people. And all of this is real fact, you know. All of this is truth. When you're dealing with business, Ford Motor Company spends a sizable budget on people who have already bought a Ford to make sure they're happy with their Ford, because they're already working on their next purchase. You just buy a Ford, you know. You now buy it. And they're making sure that you're happy with it, so that your next car, that's the thing, make your next car Ford. They want to make sure that nobody can come and thief your business.
And I love you as you bring up that, because living in New York, I had a Ford F-150, and having that vehicle coming back to Trinidad is why I actually seek Ford as a brand.
Because if you get service and you get that kind of representation and you feel like you matter and you're important, you will continue to give your business to that. I want to know, seriously, in a world where the condiment industry is $1 billion industry, why is Trinidad kuchela, Trinidad chutney, Trinidad anchar, Trinidad pepper sauce, Trinidad green seasoning, Trinidad Creole seasoning not all over the world? Why that not coming up in my news feed on social media in freaking Trinidad? Why are they not promoting Taste Trinidad and Tobago? There was a time they was putting shadow benny in chana, in pineapple. Anyway, you stop. You stop too long, they put shadow benny on you. And shadow benny used to grow in my yard in the lawn.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
I still haven't grown on my lawn.
In the lawn. When my lawnmower pass, you're smelling shadow benny. So, and I wanted to know, how come no government, not one, has had a minister who understood national pride from a position of who we are, what we eat, how we talk, where we go, what we sing. Trinis all over the world have no cultural identity. They gravitate to a steel pan, a tassa drum, a red, white and black flag anywhere they see it. But nobody is working to marshal that passion. But Jamaica, partner, you pull up that green and yellow flag, and people who not Jamaican pretending.
It's very true. It's very true you're talking. Very, very. In fact, I see Trinidad.
Don't ask no Bajan to tell you he Afro-Bajan and Indo-Bajan. Miss them with that bullshit. I's a Bajan, man.
Yeah, I's a Bajan. Correct.
Even Guyana, who the Caribbean used to shame, is Mr. Guyana now. That is Mr. Don't talk we, you know. The only country that has no self-love is Trinidad and Tobago. I was in Christopher Gonzalez's office when Christopher Gonzalez got the call that they was going to throw Hazley Crawford out in the street and take away his house. In 1976, Hazley Crawford won the 100 meters and flew the red, white and black. We had a boxer, went to jail, and he won the welterweight, I believe. He went to jail. Which one was Noel? It was... I don't want to call the wrong name, because we had Leslie Tiger Stewart, we had Claude Noel. One of them ended up so destitute that they was breaking house and they catch them and jail them. This is Trinidad and Tobago. This is a country that own the Mighty Sparrow. We own Lord Kitchener. We own David Rudder. And treat them like moss in a... Wash down that moss with some bleach. It don't matter. Cardi B, we go celebrate she. Buju, shut the country down. We more Jamaican than Jamaica, Buju come out with there.
Yeah, boy. You hit that nail, you know.
We own David Rudder. I'll tell Trinidad and Tobago something. David Michael Rudder and a wordsmith. There are few people that I have the kind of worship that I have for David Rudder. I know all his songs that people know he writes. I following David Rudder's career since in Charlie's Roots. I remember I was in Spectacular Forum on Henry Street. I was in Spectacular Forum, God, well, 30 years ago when they bring Steel Pulse. Steel Pulse was the biggest. Steel Pulse was there with, oh gosh, they had an album and it went global. It went platinum globally. And Steel Pulse was there performing. And Charlie's Roots and David Rudder were the ones that the crowd throw down their chair for. I mean, when Steel Pulse came on, the crowd mash up. Remember that song? Open Sesame, here come Rastaman. That was a big tune.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that was a big tune. No, but that was a big tune. That was a big tune. But Charlie's Roots, boy, Christopher Tambo Herbert and David Rudder. I watched David Rudder with his broke foot hobbling on that stage. And the man sweat and it dripping out a little junior dreadlocks he had at the time. And I said, that man gonna be a superstar. And I have ability to see people who have ability. Eh? I remember I was in, I don't like to go casino and thing, but I went up in Island Club Casino in Grand Bazaar again a couple decades ago. And they had a little band, 3 fellas, 3 little youths playing their little alternative music in the entranceway of Island Club Casino in Grand Bazaar. And I listened to this boy singing. I pick up before I call Robert Amar.
Orange Sky?
No, Robert Amar, who owned this station. No, as you say, Orange Sky. Robert Amar, who owned this station, had bring down a fella called Christian Cabaza from Sony, was living in Amar house, was working in Amar studio, and he was here to sign Marshall Montano and Nigel Rojas of Orange Sky. And I called Robert Amar, I said, get Cabaza on the phone and tell him, they have a little fella singing here in Island Club Casino named Kes Defentala. Come and hear this boy. Come and hear this boy.
There's a next fella who have real good lyrical content in his music that he writes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Artists in this country or intellects, the people with the skill sets. Boy, why we're not doing anything to keep them here. Again, presenting an environment of hope and opportunity for our citizens, so we can develop our country, so we can be much further than where we are today. Why nobody and make that an agenda? Nobody and make that a number one point.
But how could we be? I'm not telling you to love up on Buju. I'm not telling you that at all. Buju earn his stripes. Yeah. But don't love up on Buju and push aside yours.
Thank you.
Because you ain't going in Jamaica to push aside Rudder, Sparrow and Kitchener for Buju. And we don't give. Look at how Trini's nasty with nasty self. Eh? Look how we finding Calypso Rose again. Because France, of all places, give Calypso Rose a world medal. Yeah. We pelt she away. You all, we need you again. Rose come and sing she want a young boy. Gone mad, people gone mad. Yeah, we know Rose. Going down San Fernando. Remember that? Yeah. That was Rose. Yeah. But we just use people and spit them out. We have no clue. We have no idea. Bertie's pepper sauce in Trinidad and Tobago touch the spot. You could see Bertie and them do their studies because they touch the spot where this is a pepper sauce. One or two of them could never do. Yeah. But two of them pepper sauces come across like pepper jam. But Bertie's pepper sauce. Yeah, but Bertie's pepper sauce. When you go in the grocery and you can't find Bertie's, you say, well, I gotta go and make my own. Because it comes the closest to homemade pepper sauce. You know what I'm talking about? What help is Bertie getting? Because, and I'm asking, and I'm naming the brand. Because Bertie could be a wedge that you get Bertie's pepper sauce on all them supermarkets in America, then you could help Paramin pepper sauce come true. Yeah, and you could help Barrackpore pepper sauce come true. And small farmers could get a leg to stand up on. Trinidad brands are treated like dirt. The only thing people know from Trinidad is an unhealthy, nasty, chubby sweet drink. If I'm thirsty and you give me a chubby sweet drink, I will swallow my spit before I drink that. I know, y'all talk about diabetes earlier. I know how unhealthy. You see, the same way we talk about tobacco causes cancer. There was a time I used to give marketing classes in different schools in the country, and I would walk with a pack of cigarettes, and I used to tell people, this is the only product on the market, if used as directed, will kill you. Will kill you. But I now realize it's not the only product. You have to walk with a bag of sugar too. Sugar, if used as directed, will kill you. Our biggest obsession, our biggest addiction is sugar. And sugar killing people. We just don't know, because it's easy to target tobacco because it's going into cigarettes is one thing.
Yeah.
But sugar killing you through donut, through chocolate, through ice cream, through sweet drink. And we get cultured. Like in the Philippines, in fish oil. If you taste fish oil, you'll in a drum and they leave it to rot. And it develops a pungent taste that to them is like how our kutchula is a condiment to them.
Right.
Fish sauce is the massive seller there. And people taste buds get inculcated to something. We in Trinidad, sugar in everything, Nest Asian. That's what Maggi seasoning is, and MSG is very bad for the human. But we have no, and all of this I tell you, off and sent to Switzerland. Foreign exchange gone. Trinidad cocoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
KFC can go in Barbados and beat Chaffetz.
Yes, man. At Chaffetz, I know them.
So how could KFC beat Royal Castle?
Yeah.
How could KFC and churches beat Royal Castle? Where's our identity? At Trinidad Fried Chicken, I was a salesman on the road for a large part of my life. And knowing where all the right shops to stop and buy a hops with chow mein and fried chicken for lunch.
Yeah, boy, Phil, watch me. We
have to bring
brother,
to open some
I'm
branches.
making the drive to Toko to get that chicken. I have no idea what Tanti put in this damn thing, boy. But I nearly bite off my finger. We might have to call the hospital. Go look at the hole in my finger.
And that's the point. The man from Bizarre Foods come to Trinidad and eat a Richard Shack and Bake. And he didn't say that is the best shack and bake he ever eat, you know. He didn't say that is the best fish sandwich he ever eat, you know. He said to the world that this is the best sandwich I have ever eaten in my life. There's a man who eats steak with the king and the queen. He said a Richard's Bacon Shack is the best sandwich of any kind. Andrew Zimmerman.
Yes.
He said it is the best sandwich of any kind he's ever eaten in the world. So how Richard's Bacon Shack cannot access corporate finance to have branches at least as much as KFC? Why can't I go and get a Richard's Bacon Shack in town? The same Andrew Zimmerman come back to Trinidad to go Santa Cruz to eat a roti. Me and Kes was there. Because they call me. They say, Bizarre Foods coming to try Santa Cruz Tooth Bagay roti. We tell everybody about that. We go up there and they interview us. I was on.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Rotiologist.
I say, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I'm waiting for Hollywood to see me and call me. That's my breakout moment. How does the Sajudeen family, Felicia, with that roti in Santa Cruz, in that little thing, you talk about the man with the fried chicken and tofu, I never taste it, but I know and I can tell you, how come he, because I watch little 1%ers, I can't call them 1%ers, they don't qualify for that. You open a business today, where you get the money from? And I asked Mario Sabga Abood, I asked Trinidad and Tobago, join with me in asking Mario Sabga Abood this question. You said to Anthony Boudin that you are the Starbucks of the Caribbean, and that you open 126 stores in 10 years, and my mind did the arithmetic. You opened a store every month for 10 years. Where did you get that money from? I don't care how hard you tell me you work, because I just watch the Sajudeen with the roti. And I just watch Richards and his family with the shack and bake. Natalie is Richard's sister. If you go up there and you want line up by Richard, line up by Natalie, same shack and bake. And I know that long time. Mona there when my child is 25. So I know my child, and we used to go and eat by Mona when my child was a baby. So Mona there 25 years. And Mona is the one that if you want to get your shack and shack with your shack dripping with green seasoning, fried into the shack is Mona to go by. And I want Mario Sabga to tell this nation he should be on tour. We should give him a medal because you did something that the rest of the small businesses want to know. Michelle Sohan, who is the #1 cake decorating artist, not in Trinidad, not in the Caribbean, not in the Western Hemisphere, but on planet Earth. Michelle Sohan, the owner of Bakery Treats, went to France.
France is Italy.
Italy. But she went there to fight with the best in the world and beat them in their backyard. That like a man come in Trinidad, like you have Panorama, and the Texans come down here and beat we. That's like that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's ugly. Yeah. Yeah.
That what she do.
And how much recognition she gets for that
Michelle
today?
Sohan of Bakery Treats with her little store in Chaguanas. How come nobody is going to her and make the money available to her that Mario Sabga would get to make his store the Starbucks of the Caribbean? How? Where?
Yeah.
Somebody tell me, because I bright, you know, I bright. People tell me like, you 10-ton yoke bulb. I bright. I know I bright, and I can't figure it out. I want somebody to tell me where Mario Sabga, somebody write me, one of his family come on my wall in righteous indignation. You know how hard he work? I know people who does work so hard, the creases on their fingers, you can't wash out the flavor of the meat and the thing that they cook, because they hand in it so much that it can't come out. Stop bullshitting me. This is a nation where nothing adds up and nothing makes sense. And I know that I will answer all of those questions definitively. Empowerment party in the parliament, but I tell you because I can only talk for me. Put me in the parliament and we will know. You know, there was a song that say, someday we will know why Samson loved Delilah. One day, put the PEP in government. And you will know a lot of what has taken place
in this country.
You will understand. We keep saying, these jackasses, I hear Stuart Young quote me, I hear Gatsby Dolly quote me, trying to chain up black people in this country, that a rising tide must lift all boats. What are you doing to do that?
Thank you.
Where, Janice, where is the opportunity for 100 Trinbagonians, 126, to match Mario Sabga Abood? Where is the opportunity for 126 of them to get financial support to open branches of Hong Wing, our brand, our own? When I used to live in Diego Martin in Diamondville Industrial Estate, when they used to be roasting that coffee pod, I used to open my windows. The smell of that Arabica coffee on that open flame, there are few things can match that. And we own. You become the Starbucks of the Caribbean importing Vazar. That's the brand. That's the brand he does sell. Vazar.
Yeah,
or Avazar. Some stupidness like that.
Yeah.
But we have Hong Wing. You want to impress me, Abood? Put Trinbagonians to work where they could actually grow into something themselves. You know what is a thing for a man to beat the chest for? I could beat my chest and say, I am surrounded by people in the Progressive Empowerment Party. Not one of them was in politics before PEP. Look at them now. Listen to them now. Their understanding of how the thing works, they could go off on their own. You think I don't know PNM and UNC watching all you? Because now you're starting to sound like proper politicians. Like you understand how the country works and what government's supposed to mean and what it's supposed to do and the reason for government. They don't have that in their ranks. Yeah. Kamala and Rowley don't have in their ranks people who could stand and hold their own with y'all. This radio show, I could come late, I could not come. People still getting PEP information, empowered, walking away feeling. Yeah. There is a real hope in this country. When does Mario Sabga be able to say, this person was a manager and I helped them set up their own store? That bad now. Beat your chest for that.
Thank you.
Beat your chest for that.
Thank you. And I could be proud enough to beat my chest with, because over the 15 years being back here in Trinidad and with my own business, the employees that has excelled and helped my business grow, I myself personally have helped them have their own business, have their own, and give them that level of you know, appreciation. And it was the least that I can do, because my analogy to the whole thing is this: it does not make sense for me to hold on the next man, because if I do
Crab in a
that,
barrel.
something happened to me. I can't turn to him if he can't do nothing for himself. How could he help me if he can't help himself? So my mission is the people I interact with, I have to ensure I am able to give them a strength for them to be able to do for themselves.
Absolutely.
So the day I could fall down, I know the people around me is able to do for themselves, so it's no skin off the back for them to try to help and do for me. It's a simple thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody told me, they see Jack Warner when he was running as ILP, bring 2 people on TV to talk about crutches he buy for them. Somebody called me on the phone, they said, but Philip, you the chairman and the founder of the Jericho Project. You have a count of how much crutches. I laugh. If we wanted, I remember once we had a meeting, and Charmaine Sahadio came to that meeting. Charmaine is a girl that has this, oh God, I keep forgetting her big name, this fibrosis thing that she have that gives her all these growths all over her body.
Yes, I
She
remember.
have a watermelon-sized tumor under her thigh. She has growths and tumors on her eyelid and ears. The entirety of her body, Charmaine Sahadio.
Yeah, I know
and I've been fighting for years. Mud under somebody else's house. And I got her a house, and her family get her stand up. And she want to come to every meeting. I said, Charmaine, no. The other time she called me on the phone and told me, you want something to break your heart? Because when you talk to Charmaine Sahadio, if you talk to her on the phone, you swear you're talking to somebody that should be holding a high office. But when you see her and you look at that condition, it is natural human. It is a natural human reaction to be repulsed. In fact, when I met her, I went into a Royal Castle and they go, Martin, my parents in the car. I go on to get Royal Castle, and she was at the head of the line. I come back out and I said, we're going to get something else. My mother said, what happened? And I drive away. I told me I drive away. And I'm feeling so bad. I explained to my mother what I see. And I said, baby, not fair. I'm going back. So now she's sitting down eating her Royal Castle. And I walk up to her and said, my name is Philip Alexander. It's about 20 years ago. I said, is there? I don't know what I'm going to ask you, but are you getting help with your condition? And she allowed me to sit with her for a while, and she talked to me for a while. Next day I went up by her place in Diego Martin. They carved a thing up the mountain with tires, so you could walk up the mountain on these tires. Listen now, talk about left behind. These people forgotten by PNM. These are PNM constituencies. When you go in the heart of PNM constituencies and see how badly these people are treated. Anyway, I go up to this woman's hovel. And I see, but you want something to break your heart? Waiting for her. Say, what's going on? She ain't come yet, and it was an hour late. I call her to buffer. I say, Charmaine, after all this fight up to get this meeting for you, you're not there? She said, Mr. Philip, I decided the road 3 hours now, and taxis don't stop for me. Tony, talk about feeling like a worm in shit. I say, Charmaine, I'm coming for you. She said, taxis don't stop for me. That's why if I go in somewhere, I just have to go and stand up on the side of the road 3 hours early, hoping that some empty taxi take a chance on me. The Ministry of Health has failed this woman. The Ministry of Health, under the PNM, under the UNC, under the PNM again, have failed this woman, and she's not the only one with this condition. Since her, I have met a lot of people like her. And they failed her. Charmaine came to the launch of Felicia's campaign in Belmont because she saw an opportunity to just say, listen, these people don't just talk. That if they were, and listen, when 20 years ago I was dealing with Charmaine, I had no idea I was getting into politics, none whatsoever. And for her to come and say that, and there are people like her that There's this guy in Lupino named Kundan Ramuta. Kundan sat on a plane. He was an engineer and his body stopped working. And since then, he's been lying flat on his back. And he just forced himself to be able to move a finger. Kundan typed out an email. Somebody gave him my email address and he wrote me and he asked me if we could come and meet him. This was 15 years ago. Josh and Kaifa was little boys. And we went up there and we found his house. And he was on this bed, consigned to this bed. And was it not for his mother and his family? He was in trouble. He can't move at all. And we had to help. And he said his problem, what he wanted is that he goes to therapy and they have to take him to therapy. But the road to get up to his house, Ministry of Works and local government refused to do a proper ramp so that the vehicle that picks him up could back up to his door. So every time is a fight up and a scramble to make sure that they have enough manpower to carry him down this hill, carry him physically down this hill. So we as the Jericho Project raised funds and we organized, and our members came and we built this ramp for this man. Plus we bought him a wheelchair. So when I see Jack Warner and them, and we bought him a real nice wheelchair. And when I see Jack Warner and them with the bullshit and the posture and the stunting, I realize Trinbagonians have only ever had charlatans, con artists, stunt artists in government. We've never had a government that put the needs of the least first. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't be in government.
Well said. Well said. Very much well said, brother. Trinidad, I hope you're listening, really and truly.
Felicia, you're gone quiet.
No, because you're giving that story, and I'm thinking, because earlier Tony and I were talking about it, why it bothers me so much when I see all the corruption and all the mishandling of funds, because you look at people like Charmaine and like Paul Francis and like everybody who we saw driving through Topo living in dilapidated houses, and they are the direct effect of people mishandling public funds, and they are the direct effect that hospital gloves $26 for one when they could get one for 20 cents in these states. And people say, well, you know, it's just a little. No, the inflation and the thieving and the corruption all trickles down to you when you go to the hospital and you can't get a bed.
You know why you know for certain you're living in a failed nation? When a story like that could break, and this Monday morning, Prime Minister and Minister of Health not organizing an inquiry, we must get to the bottom of this. They know. Because they are co-conspirators after the fact in the criminal enrichment of the contract mafia in Trinidad and Tobago. The PNM and the UNC are two sides of the same front. They divide the people racially, so black people and Indian people have a reason to vote. Are voting out the blacks or are voting out the Indians. Because the day the blacks and the Indians in Trinidad and Tobago unite, just as united as they are, because they're united. When you go into a party, you go into a gym, or you're lying on the avenue, wherever you go, you don't just see black people walking, you know, just Indian people walking. People is people.
Yeah.
It is, David Rudder say, how we vote. It's not how we party.
It's not how we party, correct. Yeah.
But the day black and Indian people unite politically, PNM and UNC dies naturally.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing to offer them other than racist division.
That's true.
The PNM and the UNC both have track records of criminal corruption, incompetence, mismanagement, and failure. And the only reason they still exist is that they could point a finger at the other one across the island and say, you worse. That was Faris Al-Rawi's response to him thieving that money at 3 Alexandra Place. UNC do it too.
Imagine that.
UNC do it too. So when the UNC come into power, UNC minister could do the same thing and thief money and say, I don't let Faris get away.
Yeah. Nobody ain't make a jail to this day. Eh?
Why to this day there's not been an inquiry into the circumstances surrounding the death of Christopher Phillip?
Yes.
Christopher Phillip on the grounds of the
General Hospital. Yeah.
Imagine if his last name was Sapga.
Well, we would
Imagine if it was Christopher Sapga
we would not
that get flung out of the hospital to crawl around in the grass and dead.
Yeah.
What would the condition of the Ministry of Health have been like? If it was Christopher Sapga, if Asami that got raped, her cheek bite off. That's what they do to the girl, you know. I mean, if Asami last name was Aboud, Asami Aboud was found dead among the trash in the savannah Ash Wednesday morning. Where would that story have gone?
Where would Shannon Banfield be if her name was Natalie Polony?
I had asked Akil Chambers' biggest crime is his last name wasn't Hadid. And if Chambers could throw away, but Hadid not, this is a bullshit country. This is not a real country. If Asami Naga, what's her name? Nagasaki, Nagakaya, what her last name is? If Asami Nagakaya could get thrown away, but Asami Abud can't, this is a bullshit country. This is not a real country. If Christopher Sabga gets an investigation that fires the head of the Regional Health Authority responsible, but Christopher Phillip, for all his blackness, with his pants reached down by his waist, by his knees, I watched this man literally.
Bye.
We watch this man on video. We watch his life leave his body.
Yeah, we watch the man dead.
In the cold dew of the morning.
We watch the man dead.
This is an insane nation.
Nobody ain't get fired.
That Terrence Dialsing still have that job? Were you telling me?
Madness.
Were you really telling me this morning? And that they have people in this country thinking that because they're black and the PNM in government, Terrence Dialsing is theirs, so that crime is theirs? You could claim and defend that instead of fighting for Christopher Phillip, an elderly black man there on the ground
who paid his dues to society, and that was what he had to look forward.
How do the citizens of Morva, Beetham, Lavatel, and Sealots who escape it don't go back and fight for it? How? When you made Brian Lara the Prince of Port of Spain, he come from humble circumstances in Santa Cruz. Why did he have to go in Port of Spain on the Chancellor Hill to build his house? Why Brian Lara didn't go and build his house in Beetham and be a proud black man and lead others out of bondage? Why all of our examples where our poor black people are concerned is find a way to escape it instead of treating and dealing and speaking about it? Sprangalang said, Beetham is the navel of Trinidad and Tobago. Here lie. You have to drive through Beetham Sealots to get to Port of Spain.
Yeah.
We built a berm to hide it from Obama. We didn't want Obama to see our poorness, our blackness.
Yeah.
This black president, we built our berm, we put up a wall to hide black people from Obama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never forget.
That says all the, you know, that right there says all.
This is not a real country, Tony. This is not a real country, because if people in this country had self-love, self-respect, forget me. Forget me. You can do me what you want. Don't touch my family. Don't treat my family bad. If Christopher Phillip was my family, boy, we still outside that hospital. I don't care where you come with water cannon. Boy, listen now. Bring what you want. You can't treat people so. Any public office holder in this country worth their salt supposed to stand up in the parliament and say that today. I told journalists 20 years ago, the front page of every newspaper is supposed to say, what really happened to Akil Chambers? Every day. When Lacey Peterson went missing, and the world stopped for 9/11, because they were coming for that man, Lacey Peterson. And the world stopped for 9/11. As soon as the 2 years passed, of everything was 9/11 and Osama and World Trade Center. When that done, Lacey Peterson find herself back in the papers. Because in America, an unconcluded story is an open-ended story.
That's right.
Take it to the end. What happened to Akil Chambers? Who was the commissioner of police at the time? Who was the director of public prosecutions? Who was the chief justice? Who was the speaker of the house? Who was the senate president? Who was the president of the republic? Who was the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago? Because all of them were working for Akil Chambers. And their job was to protect him. That's what they paid the big money for. That is what the blue lights for. That is what the title and all the servants are for. And if you couldn't protect Akil Chambers, fire your blast itself. That is the country we need to be. Not a country that encourages politicians to stunt and pose and preen, to fool people. a nation this wealthy. I watched this young girl. I tell the members last night, I say, find this girl. What's her name? You saw her? The black girl who talking about jobs? She had a passion. Remind me of you on your first time you spoke on a PEP meeting. She vexed. She said, I have a job. She have a job. But she vexed and she make a video fighting for all the people who can't get jobs. And she talking about how to, she said, when you're poor and trying to beg and you're going to get a job, it's hard. Just to write the resumes and to print it, she says, not 50 cents for a copy anymore, it's $4. So when they're asking for all these certificates and they want it hard copy, she said, you have to apply to 20 companies, you have to borrow money.
To apply for a job.
And travel and go and try. This is a country that should have more jobs than people. It's easy to do. Christ Almighty, it's easy to do. Within the first 5 years of the Progressive Empowerment Party government, all them security guard companies will close down for 2 reasons. You're not getting people to come and put their life in danger for bullshit minimum wage, 1. And 2, we would have fixed the country. Crime would have collapsed. You wouldn't need all the security guards that we have today. But we sending 7,000 children out of school. Failing them out of school every year to be a bandit or a security guard. Pick your thing. Our head of our youth arm, Natalia, said, if you come from the depressed communities, if you're not capable academically, then your next choice is a life of crime. How is that acceptable?
Very true.
How is that acceptable, Felicity?
It's not. And for a young person watching it get worse in this country, it's scary, honestly, watching the fact that youth have nothing else to turn to but, like you say, working a security job or crime.
How is any of that acceptable? Again,
it is not.
Cold water on the conversation Monday morning. If today is All Fools Day and everything that I just said is the truth, then the fools are us. We are the fools. Because Trinidad and Tobago, just with resources, is the 3rd wealthiest nation in the Western world. We are capable of spending $60 billion every year. We just don't know what we get in return for it. We have governments that have no clue as to how to increase our income earning capacity so that our budget could be $120 billion a year. I don't care. Build us like Dubai. Build us like Singapore. Build us out. Make us the Abu Dhabi and the Kuwait of the Caribbean. Give us hope. Give us opportunity and get out of our way. You needed to have a government PNM. We care about you. Conrad Enel and the rest of the stunting jackasses like Amory Brown, whose job it is to lie to black people. Fire yourselves out of politics because we needed a social intervention into Mova, Beatam, Lavatel and Sealots 30 years ago. Not now. Not now. People choose crime because they have no choice. We laugh and joke and we say, oh, they're writing it as that's their job now. You could put on what's your form of occupation, bandit. We're making fools of people who are suffering. We're kicking them in the face. We are using our precious opportunity bequeathed on us by a righteous and benevolent God. Whatever you pray into that gave you a better condition in this life, instead of reaching down and raising up, all who, when you hear Bob Marley come on and all they're shaking all their imaginary locks, Bob Marley would spit in your face. Bob Marley, if you live a life where you on top, Bob Marley say, if you on top, head down and lift. If Gandhi would cuss you. I remember when Gandhi said, if Christians lived a Christ-like life, there would not be one Hindu left in India. He said, I have no problem with Christianity. It is Christians I am afraid of. It was Christians that killed 60 million Indians. Starved them to fund the war. We need to learn our history and know it. We need to understand that all of us together, one people under one flag, we are the reason this country fails, and we will be the reason the country succeeds. We just have to want it. People have to be able to look at each other and see their circumstances and their condition and say, as long as I have and my children belly full, my neighbor children belly can be empty. What is the purpose then of me?
Exactly.
I keep pulling out, I keep highlighting. Afra Raymond, I want you to answer me. What is the purpose of you? Paulo Kernahan, what is the purpose of you? This is next clown Kirkwaite and all these little itty-bitty talkers on Facebook. You're making a set of video, you're making a set of talk. For what? Likes and shares? What is the point and purpose of you if you cannot guide people? You're telling them they're in the dark. Okay, where's the light? Where's the light? Yeah. Who is giving them an option? Who's saying this is how the country should be run? Who else besides the Progressive Empowerment Party? Who else? Trinidad and Tobago, every day is another day to restart, redo this place. This is another wake-up call. We have every good right and reason, every opportunity, every chance. If you want a better nation, and we deserve a better nation, if you want a better nation, you're going to have to vote for it. The Progressive Empowerment Party has cast aside the contract mafia. We've declared to them, we want none of your dirty money. We will have to, if we have to barbecue every week of the month to raise our funds to fight election, we will barbecue, we will wash car. We having a PEP market. PEP market gives our members an opportunity to make money. It gives us some funds too. Whatever we have to do to give the people a real opportunity, separate and apart, because I say this to people when they call on the phone, they beg, oh gosh, Philip, join up with this one and join up with that one. We tell them, we ain't joining with nobody that we may have to prosecute in the future.
You hear that, Trinidad and Tobago?
Janice, I see a switchboard lighting up, so you can take it from there.
Oh yeah. Morning, caller, morning. Long air radio in the background, you get a little feedback there.